Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and an arresting looking puzzle today. This looks incredible, doesn't it? It's called Think Inside the ... It's by Kennet's dad. I can tell you, this is a really interesting one because on Logic Masters Germany, this puzzle has perhaps the lowest rating of any puzzle we've ever attempted to feature on the channel. It's rated at 80%. But a couple of testers have looked at this and say it is absolutely brilliant. So I don't know why it's been downrated. There are trolls on Logic Masters, so perhaps that's why. But apparently this is just sensational. And there's quite a lot going on. These boxes are all linked and have sort of arithmetic relationships with each other. I think it's got 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty, and I'm really looking forward to having a go at this. The controversy around its rating sort of tickles me a bit, and I'm quite keen to understand what's going on. But we'll have a look at this together. You can see there's a bit of fog in the grid. So I'm always keen on a bit of fog of war. Anyway, we'll have a look at this together and read the rules in a moment or two's time. Now, big news in the world of Sudoku. We've just released this brand new app, Classic Sudoku Volume 2. This is a follow-up, a sequel to one of our original Sudoku apps, which I think we must have released Classic Sudoku probably at least 5 years ago. And this second volume, I mean, it's extraordinary. It's got classic Sudoku puzzles by the likes of Nicolai, ourselves even, and Sam Kappelman-Lyons, who seems to have invented lots of new classic Sudoku techniques. So you must check this out. It is absolutely wonderful. You can sort of, there's a bit of a thingy there, but it's out now on Steam, it's out on Android, and it's out on App Store. So it's out on everything. You can get it. And you can see there it came out on the 8th of November. So just yesterday. Definitely highly recommended. Now, what else? Let's have a look at how the competition's going. I didn't have this up yesterday. So this is over on Patreon right now. Let's see where we're up to. How do I do it? Reload. 370 was where we were at. And we're now at 480. Well over 1,300 solves of the first puzzle. And nearly 500 solves of the whole thing. It is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. Well done to everybody who's managed to solve the whole thing. We've got, you've still got ages left as well. The closing date's the 20th. And tomorrow morning on the channel, we're going to be releasing my solve with Anna, who won October's competition. We're doing a Marty Sears puzzle together, and you can see how that goes tomorrow morning. So do check that out. I think you'll be very impressed, not with me, I hasten to add, but with Anna. Now, what else can I tell you about? Let me look at my list. Blueprints, tomorrow evening, 10 p.m. UK time. Love to have your company. We're back at the Blueprints mansion. I think it's going to be our 18th visit. So it must virtually be our most popular, or certainly the longest game that we've ever played. I can't remember how many videos we did of the original Witness game. I mean, that was me on my own. There would have been a lot of those, but I don't think there were 18. And then we did a lot of Baba Is You as well, didn't we? And a fair amount of Obra Dinn, but I don't think anything's had 18 editions. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's what we're doing tomorrow evening. Now, I've also got some birthdays to do, so let me look at my list of birthdays. We'll start with James. James, many happy returns on reaching your 31st birthday today. James actually wrote us a very kind email claiming that we'd sort of rekindled his love of logic puzzles, which I think for a lot of people, they might have got into, say, Sudoku when it first appeared, but then it was easy in those days with the machine-generated puzzles to get bored of Sudoku. But now James has discovered this hobby that we all know and love. And James, I hope you have a brilliant birthday today, and I hope the chocolate cake is good, obviously. Next, David. David, it's your birthday, and I think Tammy, your wife, has written to us before, because Tammy always signs herself off as the world's worst wife, which I think can't be true, because she writes in and asks for your birthday to be announced. every year. She thinks you're the best husband in the world. She describes you as smart, funny, hardworking, and tells me that Superman has nothing on you. So that's a great message. You can't be the world's worst wife and say that to your husband. David, many happy returns. I hope you get some chocolate cake. I'm sure Tammy's on the case. Next, Mia. Mia, you've turned 16 today, and I know this because your dad, David, wrote to us and claims that the channel is the reason you started getting into cryptic crosswords. So I hope you do watch the Sudoku videos as well and you get this message. But Mia, many happy returns. I hope the cake is suitably well iced. And then finally, Justin. Justin, I will say, your wife Gail's email arrived just before I was turning on the webcam, so just in time. She says you're an amazing husband and an amazing dad to your 5-year-old daughter Alexis, and who I think you've also been watching the channel with, so that is fantastic. Alexis, well done on enjoying the channel, and I gather chocolate brownies are probably in the offing today, Justin, so enjoy those. That's certainly something I could get behind. That's all the news. Let's have a look at Think Inside the ... by Kennet's dad. The rules are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply, so we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. It's going to be impossible to sort of show things. It's so colourful in the areas of the grid we can see. No two adjacent digits in the grid may sum to 10. Right. So that means those two digits, for example, can't sum to 10. Those can't sum to 10. These can't sum to 10, etc., etc. No domino in the grid can contain two digits that sum to 10. Dynamic fog. There is some fog in the grid. Placing a correct digit might remove it. No guessing is required. So sort of normal fog rules as we've come to understand them. Killer cage. We can't see a killer cage. Digits in a grey box cannot repeat. Well, unless that's a grey box. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, that does look like it's grey to me. Digits in a grey box cannot repeat. Yeah, I think that might be this, actually. That certainly is coloured grey, and it is a box. It's just not got the normal dotted grid furniture. I think that might be a killer cage. Box value lines. There are lines in the grid that connect boxes. The digits in a box are summed to arrive at a value. That value applies to the following rules. Good grief. Right, so we're going to add up those three numbers. We get a value. These will be added up and get a value, etc. And then we apply those values for the following rules. There are a few of these. Zipper. When box values equidistant from the centre box on a pink line are summed together, they are equal to the centre box's value on that line. The centre box is notated by a pink circle. Right, so that must be the middle of the zipper line then. So, right, so we add up those two digits and we get a number. And that number, we're adding the boxes, are we? Box values, yeah, okay. So whatever this number is, it looks like there's two, the nearest to this box are that one and that one. So we're going to add up. I suppose we're just going to add up those 5 digits and we should get the green total. And then we're going to add up just those 2 digits and we should get the green total. I still thought I was going to realise something then, but now I've just realised I can repeat digits. Unfortunately, that digit could have a repeat in there, so I can't conclude what I was thinking I might be able to conclude. Anyway, and then the purple digits, you add those up and you get the green digits. So that is already quite an interesting rule, but there are more. Modular. Every run of 3 boxes on a teal line must have one value from each. I see. So it's, okay, one value from each sort of remainder modulo 3. So you get, okay, we add these up, and if we divide this total, whatever it is, by 3, we'll either get 0 if this box is exactly divisible by 3, 1 if there's a 1 remainder, or 2 if there's a 2 remainder. We'll get one of those things. And then what we would know is, let's say this is a remainder 1. So, in fact, let's make this a specific total. Let's make that 13. That has a remainder of 1. Now this one then couldn't have a remainder of 1, and neither could this one. So one of these would have a remainder of 2 when divided by 3, and one of them would have a remainder of 0 when divided by 3. And then this one would have to have the same remainder as this one to ensure that this run of 3 boxes had a 1 remainder digit, if you see what I mean. It's a little bit complicated, but if you're used to modular lines, I think it's just modular lines applied to boxes or box totals. Renban. Box values on a purple line make up a set of consecutive non-repeating values. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so this is the values of these boxes. Let's say that they're 6. Let's say the lowest one was 6. Then the values would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 in order to have consecutive values. I mean, and they can be in any order. So if this was 6, that one doesn't have to be 7. Indeed, it couldn't be 7, but it just has to be one of those numbers. Right, some lines, the box values connected by a blue line must be the same. The box values. Okay, I can't see a blue one. Oh dear. The box. Alright, so let's look at this box. Let's say there was a box there and a box there, and there was a line between them. I can draw that actually. Let's draw that. Then what we'd be saying is these two add up to the same as these two. So that's fairly clear. We just can't see what's going on there. And then consecutive pairs, box values joined by a white dot. There's one there, there's one here, but we can't see what's on that side of it. Consecutive pairs, box values joined by a white dot have a difference of 1. Right, so if this was a 10, that could be a 9 or an 11, is how that works. Oh, I've just realised that can't be a 10 because I'm not allowed to have a 10 domino. So that's total gibberish. But you see the principle is clear. Hopefully, whatever that adds up to, this will be one different from it. I can't remember if I said it couldn't be or it could be, but it's meant to be. If that's 8, that's either adding up to 9 or it's adding up to 7. That is true. What I've just said is true. What I said before might have been true, but might have been gibberish. But they are, I think, all of the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I say let's get cracking. I don't know what to do. It must be... You see, actually no, that doesn't work quite. I thought it might be a mod 3 trick. That was my first reaction, and I'm a little bit aided in that from the puzzle that Mark and I did in Stratford, which it didn't have a setup that looked quite like this. It had sort of Monopoly cars all around the grid, but it turned out that you could prove that there was sort of a mod 3 relationship between the various bits of the grid. And I can see that I've got 6 boxes here on the teal line. Now, what that means is that I've got 2 of each type of remainder. So if this was remainder 1, this would be remainder 1. Let's say this is remainder 2, then that would be remainder 2, and then these two would be remainder 0. In other words, the digits on that teal line overall are 0 mod 3, because the ones that generate a 2 remainder can be matched off with those that generate a 1 remainder, and if you add those two together you'll get a 0 remainder. So overall this collection of tealness there is 0 mod 3. It's exactly divisible by 3. Now, I also know that the same is true for this. This sort of 6-cell, it's not 6-cell, this 6-box Renban. And that's because, actually, there was a lovely way that this was described. If you think about six different consecutive numbers, it's the same principle as this. Wherever you start, you're going to have 2 of each remainder mod 3, aren't you? So let's say that the lowest digit on here was a 6, or the lowest value on here was a 6. That has 0 mod 3. But then we know that the values on this are going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the value of 6 has a 0 remainder, the value of 9 has a 0 remainder, the value of 7 has a 1 remainder, the value of 10 has a 1 remainder, and the value of 8 has a 2 remainder, and the value of 11 has a 2 remainder. So again, they all match off. You can match the 2 remainders with the 1 remainders to create 0 remainders, and that collection of digits is going to be 0 mod 3. Oh, bobbins, I've just realised something. I could prove this much more straightforwardly, couldn't I? Oh, bobbins. No, and I've been dumb here. Okay, I could have used the secret to show this anyway. Oh well, I mean, this is the problem. When you're solving live, you often go down the wrong track, and I've gone down the wrong track here, because what I could have done is to use the secret. Now, the secret is something I share with only my very favourite people, but of course, if you're watching this video, you are one of my favourite people. And so the secret of Sudoku, I'll let you in on it, is a complete column of a Sudoku, or indeed a complete box of a Sudoku, contains the digits 1 to 9 once each. And if you sum the digits 1 to 9, you get 45. And 45 is divisible by 3. So if we look at the collection of digits covered by the teal and the purple lines, we've got column 5, column 6 and box 6. That's 3 lots of 45, and therefore obviously overall is divisible by 3. So I could have just asserted that teal. I suppose I've done a little bit more, because I can say it's very true that that is divisible by 3 and this is divisible by 3. So the split of the digits is divisible by 3, as well as the total of the digits being divisible by 3. But I don't think the same. No, it is. Right. Okay, so actually, this has been useful. I know I've got it wrong, or not wrong, but I haven't understood this wasn't where to start. But I have now understood something about the left-hand side of the grid. This is really cool, actually. This is really cool. I'm going to have to do a bit of theory to explain this. Okay, so let me talk through my thought process, such as they are. So this got me thinking. This lot of digits is all divisible by and that one. They're divisible by 3. I then started to think about these digits. Now, obviously, overall, those digits are divisible by 3 as well, because I've got box 4, well, that's divisible by 3, and column 4, well, that's divisible by 3. So overall, this collection of digits is divisible by 3. But if we look at this pink line, that is not necessarily divisible by 3. Instead, that's divisible by 4. And how do I know that? Well, let's define this central box thing as summing to x. Well, then we know if this is x, we know that that sums to x, we know these two sum to x, and we know these two sum to x. In other words, the line overall sums to 4x. X, another x, another x, and another x. So this collection of digits sums to 4x. So it's definitely divisible by 4. But I think I can show it's also divisible by 3. And therefore it's going to be divisible by 12, and that might be a meaningful distinction. How do I know that this is divisible by 3? Well, I'm going to use Ard's trick, Ard's set theory thing, which is, I can't remember when we looked at this on the channel, but it comes up whenever you see a shape like this, because and I will try and prove this. It's not, from memory, it's not too difficult to show. Those digits there are, whatever they are 45 different from these digits. Now you may say, how on earth is that true? And I totally empathise with that thing, but it's actually not too difficult to prove once you've seen it a few times. So the way to prove that is to look at different portions of the grid. So if we take this collection of orangeness, and if I was to say to you, can you define exactly what orange contains? I think you could all do it. Even if you're new to variant Sudoku, you could tell me exactly what those orange cells were overall, because of course there's 4 complete rows of a Sudoku in orange. So we know orange overall contains 4-digit 1s, 4-digit 2s, etc. all the way through to 4-digit 9s. Now, I'm going to highlight a different collection of digits now. I'm going to highlight 5 columns of the grid. Oh, let's pick the right colour. Oh, that's quite a good, yeah, that's quite a good juxtaposition, I think. So those blue or indigo cells, that's obviously 5 columns of the grid. So we can describe exactly what the indigo cells contain. Now, if I was to remove from indigo these digits here, what do we know these digits are? Well, that's a complete box of the Sudoku. So that's one set of the digits 1 to 9. So if I remove this from indigo, we've now got definitely 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9 in indigo, and 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9 in orange. The sets are identical, they have the exact same composition. But that means if I was to remove this from the orange set and from the indigo set, this cell's contents, what could we say about orange and indigo? What's left in orange and indigo? So if I remove this from orange and I remove it from indigo, well, we agreed, I think, that the sets contained the same thing, and I just removed this cell from both sets. So what remains in orange and what remains in indigo must still be the same, mustn't it? And of course I can do that for all these cells that have 2 colours in them. So I can reach this situation where it's possible, well, it's not possible, we are able to state unequivocally that the 16 cells I've got in orange up here are the exact same digits that I've got in the indigo digits down here. They must be the same digits. But this set of digits here, well, hang on, let me just think about this for a second, because I don't want to mislead you here. Ooh, have I got this wrong? Let me think. No, I've got it right. No, it's fine. It is fine. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Now, what did we say about indigo? When we analysed indigo, we agreed, I think, that indigo was exactly divisible by 3, because it's 6, the sum of the digits in indigo can be expressed as 6 consecutive numbers. So indigo is divisible by 3, which means orange is divisible by 3. But we also know that box 1 is itself divisible by 3 because it sums to 45. So the only thing, so what we can extrapolate from that is that this grey cage here must be divisible by 3 because indigo is equal to that box plus this box. And if this is divisible by 3, so must this be, in order that overall we arrive at the indigo digits, which we know are divisible by 3. And this is crucial. This is absolutely crucial, because now we can go back to playing games in this portion of the grid. Oh, a terrible choice of colour. These cells, terrible choice of colour. Sorry, I'm trying to pick a nice colour, though. Those ones. Because what we've got now is a situation where orange is divisible by 3, but this collection of digits overall is also divisible by 3 because it's one whole column plus one box. And that means that this little portion of the grid must itself be divisible by 3. But a few minutes ago, we also said that this collection of indigo digits is divisible by 4 because of the nature of the zipper lines. So if a number is divisible by 3 and it's also divisible by 4, it must be divisible by 12. Now, what does that mean? I don't know, but that does feel like... I'm not sure whether it's putting more pressure on this or more pressure on that. I don't know. I mean, I think that feels like it's important, isn't it? Knowing those cells, I know these ones are divisible by 3. I know these ones are divisible by 12. And I know that 44, 40, okay, so 48 is the minimum for this. I think those have to add up to at least 48 then. The way I've got to that is if you look at this portion of the grid, we know these two, those two cages there, they sum up to this cage. So x is a minimum of the sum of those digits plus the sum of that digit. Now the minimum these could be would be 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the minimum this could be would be 1. So I think the minimum value of x is 11. But we can't use 11 because that would mean that if it was 11, if this total here for this box was 11, then this portion of the grid which would be 4 lots of 11, which is 44. 44 is not divisible by 12. So I think 48 is going to be the minimum. 48 would put a lot of pressure on those though, because they would have to add up to 12. So this would either be 1, 2, 3, 4 and this would be a 2, or it would be 1, 2, 3, 5 and this would be a 1. I don't think that's a problem, unfortunately. And if this was 48, this would add up to 90, isn't it? It's going to be 90 because we've got 45 here for this column plus 45 here for this box, so that's 90 overall. So if this was 48, this would be 42. And that's a little bit interesting, because if that box there adds up to 42, it's got 7 cells in it. So if it had 9 cells, given you can't repeat a digit it's effectively, we have to view this as a killer cage. You can't repeat a digit in it. So imagine it was 9 cells large. It would add to 45 because it would contain all of the digits 1 to 9 once each. Now this is a 7-cell cage that sums to 42. So the only way that's achievable is if you don't put 1 and 2 in it. So this is all the big old digits. Yeah, and that isn't going to work, is it? Good grief. I mean, this is definitely... How's anyone not liking this? I mean, unless this gets worse, this is amazing. What this means... Well, I'm telling you, this is impossible. This can't be 48, is what I'm going to claim. Because if it was 48, this adding up to 42, without any 1s and 2s in it, where are we putting 1s and 2s in this column? This is meant to add up to 12 in this situation, so you can't put 1 or 2 in it, because you can't partner it with an 11 or a 10. Now that could be a 1 or a 2, and in fact would be a 1 or a 2 opposite this. But these two have single digit total. We're adding a single digit to a 1 or a 2 here to come up with the number 12. You can't do it. So 12 is not the total for this, which means it's either 60 or 72. It can't be... it can't be 72. It can't... Right, it's 60. It can't be 72, because if it was 72 into those cells, what would these add up to get to 90? 18. Well, you can't make 7 different Sudoku digits add up to... Yeah, we probably should have started with this. Yeah, we should have started with this, because the triangular number for 7, the minimum total of those digits is, if we filled them with 1 to 7, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 sums to 28. So the absolute maximum value of this lot is 62. But we needed something that was divisible by 12, so we were always looking for 60 or 48 once those ones had to add up to at least 11. So right. So now we know that the total for this thing is 60, and 60 is equal to 4x. So x is 15. Right, so these two digits are either 6, 9 or 7, 8. I mean, this is fascinating. And these 5 digits, if they all had to be different, they would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I don't think they do have to be different, he says. Is there something that says that if that digit... Imagine that digit had to appear in this cage. That would be fascinating. That would do it, wouldn't it? Well, it would mean that these digits were a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on, how does the maths of this work now? So we've got... Oh, there's loads of things going on now. This is... Oh, hang on. The other thing that's going on is that... Right, those digits there sum to 15. But so do that one plus that one. They add up to 15, so they've got to be 6, 7, 8, 9. These two have got to add up to 15, so they've got to be 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just give those their own colour so we can track them. So these two are a pair, those two are a pair. Right. So the rest of this column is all the low digits. So if I can prove that that digit is in those 3 cells, then I know that those 5 are all different. And therefore, the way that we're achieving the 15 total is with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But, okay, to do that, I'm going to have to think about... Oh yeah, I can do it. It's easy. Yeah, it's easy because once we know these digits at the bottom of the grid here sum to 60, which we do know, that is a truth we have discovered, and we know that all these digits overall sum to 90, that means these digits, these 7 digits here, sum to 30, which means the digits missing from this cage sum to 15. Therefore, they are either 6, 9 or 7, 8, which means this little digit is in one of those cells, and therefore it's different to these 4 digits. And therefore, these are the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are all different. Now, I don't know what that means, but that's quite exciting. Okay, here is another thought. Imagine this digit here. Just for the sake, oh, actually, I can't put it in, can I? I was going to make it a big 6, but if big 6 is correct and it clears fog, I mustn't do that. But if this was big 6, imagine it's big 6, then this digit sees both digits in the orange pair and both digits in the blue pair. In other words, the orange pair and the blue pair couldn't be 6, 9. Because neither of the digits could be a 6. That would mean that they would both be 7, 8. So in fact, what that tells us is that the flavour of 15, it means these add up to 15, is what it actually means. Blue plus orange is equal to 15. Yeah, so this is like a different 15 flavour. Oh, I'll make it yellow. This is a different 15 flavour to whatever blue and orange are. Yeah, I could have seen that just by looking at column 4. I'm doing this in a mad way. My brain is going off on all sorts of tangents here. So I know. Yeah, so it's like symmetrical, isn't it? So because I know that adds up to 30, I know these add up to 60. Because they're the sort of counterpart of this part of the grid. You know, that part of the grid there, that's got the same geometry as this part of the grid. Both of those things I just highlighted add up to 90. So this is the common feature, which adds up to 30. So this adds up to 60, and that adds up to 60. So this... Oh, hang on, no, the maths of that's... Oh, hang on. What does this add up to? Surely I can work that out. Yeah, okay, I can, can't I? Because I've got... Yeah, I've got 135 overall into those cells, because they are 3 sets of the digits 1 to 9. 135. So, because I know this portion of the grid adds up to 60, I know this portion of the grid adds up to 75. And it's got 6 consecutive values, which means that I want to say that means the middle values on it are going to be 12 and 13. Because, yeah, this is a slightly weird way of looking at this, but the highest and lowest numbers, or the highest and lowest boxes in this sequence add up, let's say they add up to x, then the ones just inside that will also add up to x, won't they? And then the ones inside that will also add up to x. So 3x is a way of expressing this total cornucopia of digits, and that means x equals 25, but I know that the most interior digits have to be consecutive, because that's the nature of a 6-cell sequence. If I take imagine the 6 values laid out in front of you. I've taken the 2 extreme values, I've added those together to get x. I've taken the next 2 extreme values, I've added those 2 to get x, and I've taken the middle ones, which are consecutive, and they add up to x. So as x is 25, the middle ones must be 12 and 13. There must be another way of doing that that's going to be more convincing. Hang on, let me just think about it. So, yeah, here's another way of doing it. Yeah, imagine the lowest value in these cages is valued at y. Then, because there's 6 consecutive values, the other values are going to be y plus 1, y plus 2, y plus 3, all the way through to y plus 5, aren't they? Which means the total of this collection of digits is actually 6y plus 15. And if 6y plus 15 equals 75, then 6y equals 60 and y equals 10, and y was the lowest value of the sequence. So the digits on the sequence are then, because there's 6 different, we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's another way of showing that the first the first thought was probably not the most stupid thought ever. Does that mean... Oh, no, it doesn't. I was about to say, does that mean that has to be the 12 and 13, because they're consecutive and they've got the white dot? But no, it doesn't. They could be 10 and 11, couldn't they? Oh, no, hang on. They can't be 10. No, hang on. Hang on, that's interesting. One of these... hang on. Let me just think this through. One of these cages does sum to 10. But it can't ever be a domino cage, because the rules say we can't have a domino in the puzzle that sums to 10. So I wonder if it's that one. Because if this summed to 10, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now... No, bar humbug, I don't know. That might be possible, I'm not sure. Okay, so these ones don't include 10. Yeah, we have to be a bit careful here, actually. Because the minimum value of those squares is 6. Oh yeah, we've got to be very careful. Right. The minimum value of these squares is 6. If they were 1, 2 and 3. Now, that means the maximum value of these squares is 39 by the secret. But we know that yellow adds up to 15. So the maximum value of these is 24, the absolute maximum value. But neither of these is a 10. So 11 and 12 is 23. That's okay. But no, that's it. These are 11 and 12. This is amazing setting. It's amazing. Again, I asked the question, how can anyone do this and not just think, oh, this is a work of sublime genius? It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. These 2 digits, or these 2 values, I want to say, are an 11 and 12. Very specifically. Because anything else is going to make these too small. Neither can be 10, so we can't have a 10 and 11 here. And if we went any higher than 11, 12, 12, 13, say, 25, plus 15 is 40. That means these have to add up to 5. There's no way of making 3 different Sudoku digits add up to 5. So this is 23... It's an 11 and a 12 plus 15 is 38. So these add up, right, so these add up to 7. And they've got to be 1, 2, 4 then. Which means 3 and 5 are in these cells. And these are adding up to 20. Oh, bobbins. Yeah, okay. So whatever's not. So these. So that's important. Yeah, that's important. Because remember what we said. Well, in fact, it's simpler than I'm making it. Where are blue and orange in this box? That's been available for ages. They've got to be there. I don't know the order of them, but they've got to be there. So this, in fact, in the middle of the grid is a 3-5 pair. And that's not a 5 or a 3. I don't know what that does. So these are from 6, 7, 8, 9. So it might be about something like if, well, one of these is a 3, but it can't go next to 7 because that would make a naughty 10 domino. So how do we do this then? Now these cells here, yeah, this is good. This is really good. These cells are in green here by Sudoku. In box 4, 1, 2 and 4 are in this Tetris shape. Now I proved earlier that these were 5 different digits. So this digit here is now not 1, 2 or 4, that's 3 or 5. Probably does something. I don't know that. If this was 3, neither of those could be 7. Oh, bobbins, I don't know what to do. So 3, 5. How do we do this then? Okay, let's look at the... Oh, okay. What's the order of modularity here on the modular line? Are those the same or are they different? That one... That, okay, whatever the modularity of this one is, it's the same as the other big cage. No, these are, okay, these are different modularity. Right, this is very important. This is very important. Okay, so what we've got here, that one has some sort of modularity. In fact, no, but it's even better than that. This has 0 mod 3 modularity because, let me explain, this, whatever the modularity of this is, it repeats after 3 more. So in that, it repeats here. Whatever the modularity of this one is, let's use lime green, it repeats here. And whatever the modularity is of this one, I'm running out of good colours, I'll make it purple, then that has to repeat here. Now that means that these two, in the box 5 ones here, are not, they haven't got the same modularity. So they can't be a 1-4 pair. 1 and 4 have a 1 remainder. They both have 1 remainder. So one of these is a 2, and this is not a 2. So 2 is in those cells now. You sort of think, how does that work? Ah, no, nearly, but not quite. Actually, how do you do this then? What am I meant to figure out now? Right. Okay, here's a point. Alright, look at these two cells. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. No. No, I refuse to sneeze. No, no, I'm not doing it. Right, there we go. I have conquered the sneeze. Now, having conquered the sneeze, I'm going to tell you that these digits here, they're both digits because they're single cell totals, and they're from the modularities 147 and 258. So, where are 6 and 9 in this box? And the answer is in there. And that's really interesting. And the chorus of derision that I can feel falling on me from future people watching this video is a sting, but it's still true. Why do I think this is interesting? Well, because if 2 of those digits are 0 mod 3, which they are now, 6 and 9, and I know overall this box is 0 mod 3 because these digits are from the 147 and 258 set, so red is the 0 mod 3 set, then what am I putting in this box with 6 and 9? And the answer to that is I don't know, beyond the fact that I can't put 3 in there. Because if I put 3 in there, the other digit, I then have no digits left that are Sudoku digits that are 0 mod 3. So the other digit I'd introduce would have a remainder either of 1 or 2, and that will make the box overall not be exactly divisible by 3. So in fact what this box is going to contain is 1 green and 1 purple digit in order to preserve its overall 0 mod 3 modularity. What does that mean these 3 contain? Well, given there's 1 lime green and 1 purple in there, well, I mean, the simple thing to say is it's got to include a 3, doesn't it? The 3 is not in this set, and it can't go in there. So it's in here, and now that digit is a 5. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, hang on. What did that do? Ah, this is so cool. This is so cool. Right, now 5 we know doesn't appear in any of these. I've got loads of stuff going on down here now, but I just want to focus on the things I understand as Maverick flies over. 5 we know doesn't repeat here. So 5 is in one of those cells, which means 5 is in one of these cells by Sudoku. Three in row 4 is in the red cells. That's annoying. Right, look at the red cells here. They've got 3 in. They've also got the blue and the orange digits in. And blue and orange add to 15, so they're either a 7-8 pair or they're a 6-9 pair. But either way, that will work, because overall this will be 0 mod 3, because we're going to add 15 to 3 to get 18, and 18 is obviously exactly divisible by 3. I'm not sure. Not quite sure how to do that then. Ah, here's a point. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Okay, this thing. One of the thoughts I'd had about this thing was, could it be this? 1, 2, 3, 4, and be the there's some purple cage in this puzzle that adds up to 10, and it's not allowed to be in a domino. We worked that out earlier, and I thought maybe it could be that one. It can't be that one now, because this one doesn't have a 3 in it. So in fact, I now know that the cage that sums to 10 is one of those cages. And that means, okay, so that means that the other cage down here... Alright, let's get this right. I don't want to get the maths of this wrong. I think it's straightforward enough. Yeah, I mean, these 3 digits sum to 20, don't they? I've got 15 in orange plus blue, plus 5, so that's 20. One of these cages I've just worked out adds to 10. So that's 30. So the other cage down here sums to 15. Right, so now I know what the total value of... Oh, I already know what the total value of these cages is. It's weird. You can get to the same logic by going at from different directions. But obviously if they're 18, these cages sum to 27. I still know the breakdown though now. Because this is a 10 cage and a 15 cage. This was an 11 cage and a 12 cage. So this is a 13 cage and a 14 cage. And if the 14 cage is that one, then it would have to be 5/9. Because if it was 6/8, I'd have too many digits in the row that are from 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'd have 5 digits in the row that were from very high digits. So if this is the 14 cage, it is 5/9. And then 5/9 would make this 7/8, and this 6/9, and this would be 3/7/8. That would be very powerful, because you'd have to keep the 3 and the 7 apart within the cage, otherwise they would add up to 10. So this would be an 8. Ah, there's something going on here, isn't there? I just can't see what it is. I'm not sure if I think that's likely to be a 14 cage or unlikely to be. I almost feel likely, because it's quite lovely that would then be 3/7/8. Okay, let's have a quick look at whatever it is we've revealed from the fog here. Now, these are different coloured cages. These are blue ones. These were... Let me just check the rules. Some lines. The box value. Oh, the box values are the same. Right. That's interesting. Okay. That is very interesting, because... Right. Look at those digits there, just for a second. Now, what we know is if we put x into this thingy here, then we know these sum to x and these sum to x, don't we? Which means that these 5 digits here sum to 2x. But these are 5 different digits. So the absolute minimum sum of them, we've already thought about this already, the triangular number for 5 is 15. Now, if these did sum to 15, that would make this x 7.5, because this is 2x overall. So that's not going to work. So the absolute minimum value of those 5 digits is going to be 16, making this an 8. So this is 8 or 9 here. And the same logic is going to be true for that one. It's got exactly the same feature. We're adding 5 different digits to create a value which is twice this value. So this digit is now not 8 or 9. So this digit is 8 or 9. Because remember, orange and blue add to 15. And now... Well, this is doing something, isn't it? Because now we know both oranges add to 15. So this is... I've got to be a bit careful here. Let me just double check that. That is right. Orange as a pair adds 15. So by reducing the value of this, that's taking the higher value. So I've got an 8-9 pair now in column 3. And that's a high value, so that's got to be a low value of blue. So if blue was 6-9, it would be 6 here, 9 here. If blue was 7-8, it would be 7 here, 8 here. And whichever one of these is 8 is going to be very constrained. Because the only way of creating 5 different digits to add to 16, which is what we would have to do, is going to be with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, this is right. This is very interesting. Yeah, this is very. Oh, this could be epic. I haven't quite got to the epic in my head, but it could be epic because I would know what the 9 was then. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is sick. In fact, it might be even more sick. Hang on, 3, 4. Oh, this is so brilliant! Oh my goodness! Oh, I almost swore then. This is so ridiculous. Right. I am now going to claim. I'm going to make an outrageous claim. I'm going to make a claim that that is an 8. I think that is an 8. But the way that that comes about is so beautiful. I cannot tell you. This is unbelievable. Right. So what I'm thinking is one of these is an 8. Don't know which one. And I still don't know which one, even saying this is an 8. Now, the way that's going to break down for its 5 digits is going to be a 1, 3, 4 triple, either there or there, and a 2, 6 pair, either here or here. So one of these is a 2, 6 pair, because it has to add up to 8, only using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So the only way of getting a pair to add up to 8 is going to be with the 2, 6. But now think about one of these is a 9. And whichever one is a 9 is going to have a domino here that has to add up to 9. But that's not going to be a 5, 4 pair. It's not going to be a 2, 7 pair because the 2 is in the same box as the 8. And it's not going to be a 3, 6 pair because the 6 is in the same box as the 8. So the only way left for the 9 to have a domino that adds up to 8 is if it's a 1, 8 pair. So these digits now are, in some order, a 1, 8 pair and a 2, 6 pair. But in whichever box is the 9 now, you've got a domino adding up to 9, which is a 1, 8 pair. So how is the triple working? The triple must be a 2, 3, 4 triple to get to 9, because you can't use 1. Now what that means is that there's a 3, 4 X-wing, because one of these, whichever one is 8, has 1, 3, 4 in its thingy, and whichever one is 9 has 2, 3, 4 in its 3-cell thingy. So 3 and 4 are in these boxes in some, I don't know which way round the 8 and the 9 go, but 3 and 4 are always in these boxes. And now we ask the question, where are 3 and 4 in row 7? And they have to be in this box, but they can't be on top of the 5. So this is a 3, 4 pair. And now we ask the question, can this be the 10 cage that we know exists in the puzzle? If this was a 10 cage, this would be another 3. So it's not the 10 cage, so it's the 15 cage, and I think that means this is an 8. Oh, I thought I was going to clear the fog. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh well, never mind. Now that's a 9, which means this is 6, doesn't it? So we're now we've got 9s and 6s for these two, which means that yellow is 7, 8. So these are 6, 9 as well. This is 1, 2, 7. Okay, so the 2 can't go next to the 8 here, because it will create a naughty domino that adds to 10. So that's a 2. Oh, I thought that might clear fog as well, but oh, this is a 2, because I've earmarked a 2 into one of these thingies up here. So now this digit is 2, 5 or 8 because it's the same modularity as purple. So this digit is 1, 4, 7. It's a snooker maximum to have the same modularity as green. That one can't be 2 because it sees 2 here. And I don't know what this means, but it's pretty exciting. Oh, come on, Simon. How do we do this then? 9 here means this. Okay, so now we get the ordering. That's 8, that's 9, which means this one is 2, 3, 4. This one is 1, 3, 4. This one is 2, 6, which I can do actually. So that's 6, that's 2. This one is 1, 8. And in row 7, I need a 7, 9 pair. Oh, and that's done. Okay, 7, 9. That can't be a 1, because that would be too naughty for words. That can't be a 3, but I wasn't trying to put 3 in there. Now, 5 and 6, which I can do. 6 and 5. This is not a 5 anymore. Oh, hang on. There's some. We're going to be able to do this now as well, or not? No, maybe not do it. It can't be a 14 anymore. That one. But let me just mull this for a second, because there's a lot going on now. Where is 5 in box 7? There, I'm going to claim. So where is 7? Here. And now I can't put 3 next to that, so that's a 3. And 1, 4. 2 and 3 make this a 4. Ooh, ooh, that made me jump. That 4 is what clear. Oh, the 7 can't go next to a 3. So we get the 2 and the 3. We get the 4 and the 1, and the 1 and the 7. This is a 4 now. So that's a 4, that's a 3. This has to be not 6. So that's 9, that's 6. I can't remember what the totals were we were aiming for here. Yes, I can. It was an 11 and a 12, wasn't it? So that's a 3 and that's a 5. We can't put 3 next to 7. So this is 8, this is 7. We can't put 3 next to 7, or 4 actually. Or, oh look, this cell. It's next to 9, 7 and 6. So it has to be a 2, otherwise it will create a naughty domino in some direction. This, oh look, 6 here. This has been available for ages. It's going to mean the 4 is there. 1, 3. This is a 1 by Sudoku. This is just an absolutely legendary puzzle. And I can do one more thing, which I'd noticed over here, which is this congregation, I think, were a 13 and a 14. Now, if this was 14, it would have to be 6, 8, nope, or 5, 9, nope. So this can't be 14, it has to be 13, and it has to be 5, 8, and we know the order. So 5, 8, now this digit's available, that's a 1. That's a very useful 1. That's 1, that's 8. These digits now are what? 2, 4, 7. Now, can we do better? Yes, we can. That's a 4. I keep thinking fog's going to clear, but it's not now, is it? That the fog has now all been lifted. Now, these are 3, 6, 9. That can't be 6. It would be next to 4. That can't be 6. It would be next to 4. So that's the 6. There's probably something to be done with that, but I can't see what it is. Now these digits over on this side are 5, 7, 8, I'm going to claim, so that's a 7. And this is a 5, 8 pair. And these squares are now a 2, 3, 4. So this digit's not 4 anymore. Or set. This is a 1 just by Sudoku. There's nothing clever that we've done there. This is an 8 just by Sudoku. So these digits in the red box up here are 6, 9, 7 and 5. And presumably, yeah, 5, 6 there. So these aren't 7, 9. Now, where are the naughty domino opportunities? There could be a 6, 4 across there. 9 here means this is 9 and this is 3, which means this can't be 7. So that's 2 and that's 7. So we're going to have triples going on at the top of these columns. We've got 1, 3, 6 here. We've got 2, 8, 9 here, which is I can do something with that. You can't put the 2 and the 8 together here or here, so we must chaperone. The 9 must sit between them like a gooseberry. And these squares are 4, 5, 7. And that 8 is lovely because that's going to make that 2 and that 8. Don't put 1 next to 9. That would be too naughty. Don't put 1 there. 1 in the corner. 9 here means this is 9. This is 7. That's not 7. Now, that can't be 7. Because it would be a naughty domino here. So 7, it's going to be about this cage, isn't it? I'm expecting it to be something to do with... Oh, well, hang on. We do know. 24. Well, what do we know about this? We know it's 0 mod 3, and we know this is consecutive with it. Oh, well, let's just add it up. 27 is the value of that, isn't it? 27. So the value of this is 28 or 26. And at the moment it's on 24, so that's got to be a 4. That's the only thing it can be. 5 would not be consecutive because it would add up to 29, and that's only adding up. I'm just going to do, yeah, that's only adding up to 27. That just can't work. Okay, so this isn't 4. This isn't 2. I hope this is resolved. I really do. 1, 3, and 4 here. That can't be 3 because of the 7. That can't be 4 because of the 4 in the row. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, hang on, 1 here means this has got to be 4. No, that's going to be good. 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1, 3, 6. Okay, I'm feeling more confident again now. 7 and 9 here. Oh, no, I'm not. That doesn't work. Because that digit can't exist in the puzzle. Oh, that was not expected. Because that felt like it was working like a charm. Wow. Wow. So maybe the 7 and the 9 here are wrong. I hope not, because that was a long time ago. I don't know. That is a worry and a half. Well, something's wrong. How am I going to work out what? That's terrifying. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. I don't know. I'm absolutely perplexed by that. 5, 7, 8. 7, 5, 8. Maybe I just did some Sudoku wrong here. Let's go back. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to here and let's see if there's something else I could do. Oh, I've got 2 1s in this column. That's not sensible. Oh. How could I not see the 2 1s? Okay, that's not a very intelligent thing to have put in, is it? Oh dear. Okay, so we've got to go back because I mean that's clearly ages ago. I would have no idea what I... Oh goodness, is it going to go right back to... Oh, hang on. Is it going to go right back here? So what did I do? I wrote... Let's just think this through. I wrote 5 in there. mean, even that looks weird, actually. Now I'm doing that, that looks weird, doesn't it? Why have I done that? How did I know that? Golly gosh, that is a perplexing thing. I mean, that could be the error. Because what that's going to do, well, that would give me a 7-9 here, which would break this cell much later on down the chain. But also, the double 1-edge could be caused by me putting a 7 here, forcing this to be a 3. Why did I think this had to be 5? I've got 5 and 7 to place. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to make this 5 7. Now, okay, that's okay. That's still going to allow us to do things. That's a 1. That's a 7. That seems to be fair. This is not a 2. So I've got a 1 3 4 pair in the bottom row. This can't now be a this digit is the same as this digit. So this is 3 or 4. Now this can't be 3 actually. Because if this was 3, it would be touching a 7 on one side of itself. So that's a 4. This isn't a 4. Ah, bobbins, that can't be a... Oh, is this still going to be a funny naked single? No, because it's going to depend on this one. Although, we can revisit my logic here, can't we? This still can't be a 14 cage. 6, 8 and 5, 9 are impossible. So this is a 13 cage and it is... oh no, that's good. It is 5, 8. And I can still do that. So this is good. So this is still 8, 7. This is still 2 to not make a naughty domino here. This 6 can't go with a 4, so that's a 1. That's a 3. That's a 4. Yeah, okay, so now... that's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight losing its religion. I mean, that is odd, but I'll take it. That's not 8 anymore. No, I don't think I can play naughty dominoes with this. Unfortunately, although I've got a 5-7 pair now in this column, so I've still got a 1 3 4 triple up here, which is I think what I had before. Okay, but I've got a 1 here, so a lot of this is going to be similar. It's going to be Sudoku, isn't it? This can't be 7. This is going to be a 4. This is going to be a 3. The 4 here fixes the order of the 9 and the 6 by not creating naughty dominoes. The logic here was that we needed to create a 12 and an 11, so we can still do that logic. That still survives. This is a 1 by Sudoku. This is still an 8. I can't remember if this... Oh, this is good. Yeah, so this is a 1. That is still a 2, 3, 4 triple. A lot of this is going to be familiar to you all. Now this is 6, 9, 5, 7. So this is still the same. A lot of this stuff at the top is the same, I think. But I have not managed to clear the fog. Maybe that's because... hang on. Yeah, this is a 1, this is a 1, this is an 8. These digits are 2, 4, 7. I think. 2, 4, 7. That's not 7. It can't be 2. Because it would go with the 8 to create naughtinesses. So this isn't 4. The 7 can't go with a 3, so that's a 2. I thought that might clear it, but no. 3, 4 pair here. 6 can't go next to the 4. So again, we'll play naughty dominoes. Okay, so we get the top done, or we get it revealed. Now those are 3, 6, 9. That's what they were last time. That can't go. We can't have a 6 next to a 4. We can't have a 6 next to a 4. I think we did that last time. The 9 and the 3 are still resolved. They were resolved last time. Now we can't put the 3 next to the 7, so this gets resolved. And it's gonna be similar things, isn't it? We've got 4, 5, 7 here. We've got 2, 8, 9 here. That can't be 7 because of the 3. And these digits a 1, 3, 6. I can't remember if that's what we had last time. That's not 1. 1, 3, 6. I do feel it's a bit different. It feels like it's not the same. This is not ringing bells with me the way it did last time. So perhaps we are on a better path, he says. Okay, so alright, so what was the total for this one? 16 and 11 is 27. So this has got an even total. 27. Ah, so it's got a 9 in it. That's a beautiful point. It's got a 9 in it because the only way it couldn't have a 9 in it would be if it was 8, 7, 6, 5. They do add up to 26, which would be just enough to be consecutive with this. But this can't be that because the 6 is in this column. So it does need a 9, and therefore this is not a 9, that's a 2. Okay, so now I get 8, 9 here. My watch is buzzing at me. Oh, that's nice. Now I've got an X-wing on 9s, and I can ask where 9 goes in row 3. I think it's got one cell exactly to go into. This square can't be a 2 because of Sudoku, so I've now got a 3, 4 pair, making this a 6. Giving me a 1, 3 pair here. Ah, the 2 can't go next to the 8, so that's 9, that's 8, that's 9, that's 7. That's not 7, so 7 goes here. 7 is in this cell, look. Oh, this is good, this is good. 7, 5. So we've got a different column here for sure. This is 8 now. This is all working. 7, 5 can't. Oh no, that's nonsense. Some reason my brain wanted to say 7, 3 here, but that's total and utter gibberish. 3, 4 here means this is 5. Ah, so this has become 4. So I need to check this is consecutive. 28. Yeah, and that's 27. So that's perfect. It works. It works. 9 can't go next to 1 without making a naughtiness. This cell here is a 1 now by Sudoku, and that cell is a 2. That's not a 1. Okay, so let's do these columns then. 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 5, 6. 6 can't go next to 4. 3, 4, 4, 3. I need to put 2 in the corner, and I need to put a 6 there. That is a brilliant puzzle. Honestly, that is a brilliant puzzle. I hope it's right. Let's just check. Yes. Box. Box. Why is it called that? I don't know. It's only had 22 solves in a month. Well, that deserves a zillion solves. That is just simply stunning. The logic around the middle of this grid and how all those mathematical relationships played out, eventually giving me a 5 there, was absolutely captivating. And I tell you what, it was the fact you could get this thing, that 3, 4 pair, and I could see this was an 8 from these blue boxes. That was just as stunning. It's a stunning puzzle. Absolutely stunning. I really hope, if you are still watching this video at this point, please drop a kind comment in for Kennet's dad, because that is unbelievably clever. It's an unbelievably clever puzzle, and I absolutely loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.